So this is a bit of a fun one. How do you gamify the process of coding? So if you're into fast-paced action games that require like a lot of button presses and stuff, like League of Legends or something like that, like I was, then this video will actually help you gamify the process of actually writing code. You may have heard of this method before, you may not have, but essentially what you can do is you can use a piece of software called Vim. Now, Vim in and of itself is a text editor like VS Code or Notepad or something like that. However, I don't necessarily use the Vim itself as a text editor. What I use is the Vim key bindings. Now, the Vim key bindings, what they allow you to do is they allow you to basically enter in a bunch of keyboard shortcuts to navigate your way around the code quickly, fast as pretty much. You can jump from the top to the bottom of the screen. You can navigate yourself down 20 lines. You can navigate to a certain line. You can delete a whole line with a couple of button presses instead of like holding down backspace or having to highlight it and then backspace. You can edit code pretty much like quick. And as you're kind of bouncing around the code, it really feels like feel like I'm Mr. Hackerman. And B, it's really fun because you're essentially gamifying the process of coding. You're kind of entering all these little keyboard shortcuts and bouncing around the code. To use Vim key bindings, likely in your current editor, I use an integrated development environment or an IDE, or if you're using like VS Code or something like that, likely there is a plugin that you can download that allows you to install Vim key bindings just for your editor that you're currently using. Just to demonstrate, right now I'm using the Vim key bindings and I'm going up and down, as you can probably see. And say I wanted to delete the 3 comments above, I can go 5GG, which bounces me immediately there. I can just do that. So I can highlight with Shift V and press JJJ and just press D, and that'll just delete it. Now, say I wanted to go back down to line 6, I can press 6GG. Then I can press WW and go into the brackets. And I can press DI and then open bracket and delete everything in the bracket. I can press U to undo. And let's say I wanted to go to line 15. I can go 15GG, or I can press Control O, which on Mac, to go back, and it'll bounce me straight back there. Or I can press 10J to bounce down, and it'll bounce me down to the bottom, which is 10 lines down. All right, and then I can press K to go up. I can press GD to go into the function definition, so go to definition, and it'll bounce me there. And then say I press J to go down, and then I press $sign to go to the end of the line, bounces me there. I can press 0 to bounce me back to the very start. And let's just give a bit of a demonstration of like fast typing. So I do that, and then I go back to there. I go 6GG, and I delete all that, and instead write a hello world. And then let's say I can use Shift G to bounce to the bottom, GG to bounce to the top, delete that import, delete that, delete all that, press 8GG to delete that, and delete that as well. And so that's just like, and press O to create a new line, Shift O to create a line above it. And let's say I wanted to undo all that, and press U, and it'll just undo all that. I can go back, delete all that in there, and then go hello test. And then press Control O to bounce back, like that. So it allows me to just edit code really quickly, basically. There is a bit of a steep learning curve to learn the Vim key bindings when you first start, because you'll really feel like really dyslexic in writing code, like you can't really write code properly. In fact, you'll probably be way slower than how you were writing code before. You'll feel way less productive, and it could take like a week to a month or even longer, depending on how quick it does take for you to learn the Vim key bindings. But I can guarantee you, if you spend the dedicated time to actually learn the key bindings, it will pay off like massively in the future in terms of productivity, as well as in terms of pure enjoyment in the process of writing code. I personally can't see myself ever going back from Vim key bindings in terms of how I write my code now, because I'm just way quicker now, and I really do enjoy it. So if you want to be way more productive and you want to gamify the process of actually coding, try Vim key binding in your current editor. You'll feel really slow and sluggish and like it's a completely whole new world when you first start out. But if you can get over that really steep learning curve, on the other side is just pure bliss, fun, and productivity. So give it a shot. And thank you very much for watching. And remember, don't do what you feel like doing, do what is required.